Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 3 in a series between LiquidRet and oGs's the MC here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. LiquidRet spawning as the blue Zerg player on the south side of the map, meanwhile oGs's MC spawning on the north side of the map as the red Protoss. Protoss versus Zerg here in the Xel'Naga Caverns, and there are only 2 spawning locations here on the whole entire map, so I'm interested to see how Game 3 will play out, as I've already seen some interesting Game 1 and Game 2 matches from oGs and MC and LiquidRet when it was on Lost Temple and Metalopolis. So we'll see if oGs decides to open up with a Forge build, or will he just simply move out with this one probe and do some scouting and try to do a standard build. So yeah, in the first game, he went Gateway Forge. Sorry if you guys have not already seen or haven't seen those games. If you guys haven't seen those games, I suggest you watch them in order, as I will be making references to them, and it also helps to understand the mind play that is currently happening between LiquidRet and oGs as the MC. Now we should see LiquidRet setting down a hatchery setting down a spawning pool in just a moment, just because this map is so small. With such a small map like this, you want to be very, very careful that you do not expand too quickly, especially against such an aggressive MC player. MC did do a lot of Forge fast expansion, or did a Forge fast expand and did do some other plays, and we now see another Forge being placed down. So the critical question will be whether or not he's going to try to use that Forge in order to cannon rush, or will he use that Forge in order to fast expand. So he may get a pylon here, and then a pylon here, a gateway, perhaps a cannon here, and then try to get a nexus here with another gateway or another pylon here. But no, back over here we now see the double pylon block coming in from oGs. So oGs will do a double cannon, a double pylon block, and will he be able to perhaps try to push himself manually through? We do see one photon cannon currently coming in, and now LiquidRet sees the trouble that he is currently in. He needs to get a spine crawler out. And will he be able to squeeze through there? No, he's not going to be able to squeeze through there. He most likely needs to get a spine crawler right here in order to hold off this attack. Otherwise, he's going to be in a world of hurt. Now currently getting a queen, but I believe a spine crawler would have been a better choice, as oGs may be able to push in this probe by placing in a cannon here or a pylon. As you can, oh yes, he does push himself up and now gets himself up onto that high ground. And now looking around, he does have one photon cannon here. He may be able to get another cannon down here and then continue this cannon rush. There is one probe on the low ground, one probe on the high ground, and just beautifully done, as these Korean players never cease to amaze me. We do currently have a Zealot coming in, and now we see some roaches. So roaches now being produced as well. We are sitting on about 150 minerals, and for LiquidRet he's sitting on about 300 minerals, and now trying to figure out what exactly his strategy is going to be. I do not believe this probe has a chance in getting out whatsoever. I'm pretty sure that the queen could have actually tried to take down that probe without that probe and without the photon cannon dealing any damage. The one roach now trying to make its way over here. Will that probe be able to get any damage dealt is the key critical question. It does not look like it, as that probe is now taken down, and now all I think it will really take is one spine crawler in this position. And that one spine crawler there would be enough in order to push back and take down these pylons. After taking down those pylons, yeah, you can already see another pylon currently being warped in, but these 2 pylons will be lost. And now oGs will have wasted about 200 minerals trying to cannon block, and now we see a lot of roaches now moving out. So the roaches are on the move, will be able to take down this one photon cannon, will be able to take down another photon cannon as well, just going straight for that photon cannon. That photon cannon already getting low on hit points, as that roach has been saved, and now down goes that photon cannon, and now a loss of about 400 minerals. In order to just for that pylon block there, we do see a gateway currently now training up zealots, currently not being chrono boosted, and now we see more gateway units still being trained by oGs. Most likely, Ret needs to get another hatchery down in order to stay in this game. He does have another hatchery down here, as this one pylon will be taken down, and that will supply lock oGs for a very, very short amount of time, as he's currently sitting at 32 over 34. Stalkers now on the move. Stalkers will not be able to really deal that much damage. There is one Stalker on that high ground, and may be able to pick off that low hit point Stalker. No, got to be careful. There's that low hit point Stalker there. Lost in the Xel'Naga Caverns. However, oGs now trying to move back. Will these roaches be able to deal any damage as they try to push up? So roaches now coming in, going after that one Zealot. Zealot now taking a fair amount of damage, now going going after that stalker over here, now simply trying to come in. However, that one roach now taken down, so LiquidRet does not have the movement upgrades as more stalkers are now coming in, and now using the superior range and the superior mobility on these stalkers in order to get some damage dealt, and now going after some of those will be able to take down one stalker there, now trying to deal more damage across another stalker. That stalker is being microed and danced around in the back and now saved. This probe will set up a proxy pylon most likely in just a moment, and now this 4-gate rush or this 4-gate push will be successful, I think, in at least deterring any, or in at least stopping LiquidRet from being able to power drone. The metabolic boost currently being researched in addition to the movement research on those roaches, so both of those units will be moving out much more quickly in just a moment as sentries and stalkers are currently being placed down. So a lot of gateway units, a lot of gas has been masked and saved up by OGS. OGS does not seem to be setting up any proxy pylon anywhere, so it does not look to be, he's not trying to be overly aggressive as he's just simply expanding at this stage in the game. One probe now on its way out. Zerglings are going to be trying to come in over here in just a moment as that metabolic boost is nearing completion. The metabolic boost should come online in just a moment. Oh, very nice force fields coming in, just continuing to add to the losses of Ret, and now I believe Ret is just a little bit behind. Income wise, you see 32 harvesters for MC, meanwhile 25 for LiquidRet. Production wise, we have 5 roaches, and now the movement speed on those roaches is nearing completion. So a creep highway needs to be set up, more pylons still being warped in as well, and now getting that crucial level 1 weapons upgrade in order for those zealots to be able to take down those Zerglings. I do not see an evolution chamber anywhere, as LiquidRet now not mining any gas whatsoever, going straight for minerals, and now on both sides, and he should have a very, very strong mineral army. As this fight continues, roaches are not that gas intensive. He still has plenty of gas in order to, or he still will be able to train up some more roaches, finally out of gas now, so he will have to transfer some of those units back over as those roaches finally have a decent enough movement speed in order to get some damage, and now trying to go after some of those units. No force fields coming in, so nicely done. No burrow being researched, which is a little bit of a surprise. Roaches should be able to turn around and simply attack, and in come those force fields, picking off a couple of those roaches, and now those roaches once again trying to retreat. We now see a Stargate coming online, and that will allow for the production of most likely Void Rays, and I do not think that Ret will be able to respond in time for that Void Ray army. And those roaches do have that movement speed upgrade, so they will be able to at least outrun those Void Rays, but without a decent creep spread, it will be very, very difficult. We do see Zerglings down over here, roaches sitting over here, both sides trying to make sure that no units will be able to simply squeeze out of this location here. And now taking a look at the army combinations, 2275 versus 1375 for MC. MC is looking very strong as these roaches now coming in on that one side, and now we also have roaches and Zerglings coming in on the other side trying to get some damage in, and now forcing all those units to push back. Roaches are going to be able to get some damage across some of those photon cannons. Down goes one of those photon cannons, and now roaches just trying to deal more and more damage. Probes also taking damage as well. They are being forced to pull back, but now that the Void Ray has arrived and a lot of damage will be dealt, it looks like that Nexus may get sniped down. No, not getting sniped down, as that Void Ray will be able to rack up a lot of kills very, very easily, currently dealing 25 damage per second. Roaches continuing to push in, trying to trade armies. And you got to remember that at the start of this battle, OGS had the smaller army. Now probes coming down, probes not even carrying, and now they were able to mineral path and then stop mining at just the right moment, forcing those roaches to push back and being pushed away. We do see some Void Rays, one Void Ray in the air, still racking up more and more kills. The Nexus down to 400 hit points. I do not believe it will get taken down, as well. More Zerglings are still trying to come in, and it may get taken down. Down it goes. So, wow, even though OGS does have the larger army at this stage and has a larger food count, it does look like that was a decent enough trade for Ret. Ret now being able to mine off of more mineral patches should have the stronger economy, or at least able to even up that economy, as we see 43 harvesters compared to 30 at this point. Void Ray in the air now will be able to clean up many of these overlords. One overlord already down to 8 hit points. There it goes. That Void Ray could rack up more kills if it does try to chase after more of those units. We do see some Zerglings now coming around over here. 45 probes, so OGS now doing long distance mining from there, knowing that this particular set of mineral patches, he will not be able to garner or be able to harvest that many minerals, as there's almost 3 minerals per mineral patch already. Zerglings now trying to take away, trying trying to take down more probes. Probes are getting picked apart, but there are a couple of Zerglings now getting taken down by Stalkers and Zealots once again. And now the Void Ray quickly does a quick scout of this location and knows that there is no expansion. Production-wise, we are now getting 3 hydralisks, getting those groove spines giving hydralisks the same range as those void rays, which is very critical. And now in come this overlord. Overlord trying to deal more damage to queens. Now we will be able to come in, and those queens able to get a lot of those needle spines or acid spines into those Void Rays now being forced to just circumnavigate around here, and now in comes another queen. So that Void Ray being forced to pull back. The Void Ray does deal the same amount of, does deal more damage than the queen, but the queen, when in a group, also having transfusion, able to keep each other alive and stay in this game. But we still need to see better creep spread in order for those hydralisks to really be able to deal any damage. Perhaps these queens, by laying down these creep tumors, will be able to spread out the creep as long as Ret stays on top of the cooldown on these creep tumors. And now starting to spread out even further. So this is starting to look pretty good for Ret. Ret should have a very, very decent creep spread in order to have hydralisks try to chase down multiple Void Rays. But we now see an observer in the air and now transitioning into a robotics bay. So MC once again transitioning, and that is going to be very, very effective for MC, as those Colossi are simply going to be able to tear apart multiple hydralisks, and many of those roaches are going to be more and more roaches being trained up. We're currently sitting on 7 hydralisks and Zerglings, and that is it for this army. And we do see that the Void Ray was able to come in and snipe down another hatchery. Hydralisk currently being trained up, just standing by over here in order to get more damage in. We do see a creep tumor now being laid down, and now there is one observer in this location. So these Void Rays should not try to engage, as this many hydralisks have a faster attack rate, 0.83, slightly faster than Marines, but dealing twice the amount of damage. So really a lot of damage to be dealt by these hydralisks sitting over here. We now currently see some Zerglings now trying to make their way in. They are going to try to suicide themselves into this group over here. There are Stalkers and Immortals trying to come in as well, but those Stalkers and Immortals will be able to shoo away those Zerglings once again. Both sides sitting on similar size food army, but however OGS sitting on the stronger attacking army size, as these units are once again on the move. Hydralisk down over here, Queen now getting ready, as LiquidRet does not see this observer, does not know about these overlords, and in comes the army, the main army of OGS now coming in over here. We do see a couple Hydralisks and Zerglings now trying to come in. We'll be able to peck a little bit at those Zealots, and now more creep tumors still need to be laid down in order to get a stronger creep highway. However, there are Zerglings now coming into the main base of OGS, able to take down that front door pylon, and now going after that Colossus, or the robotics facility in that Colossus. It doesn't look like it will be successful, as the Queen now spawning larva and trying to get a stronger economy over here. Taking a look at the income, we can see that currently LiquidRet does have a stronger economy right now, and now we see Corruptors being built. So those Corruptors are going to be strong enough counters towards those Colossi, as the main bases are starting to mine out. Production wise, double Colossi with the extended thermal lance range now coming in, and now in comes some Void Rays to try to snipe in some kills, and with no observers anywhere, that will be very difficult. Void Rays are going to have a very difficult time trying to take down those Corruptors. Those Corruptors do have, I believe, a longer range, or they have the same range, but they have a faster movement speed, so they are able to move out of that Void Ray range fairly easily. Stalkers now coming in with Immortals to try to clean up this creep highway. Very successful. However, there are a lot of creep tumors over here off to the north, and these creep tumors can still be spread in order giving additional sight, act as an early warning system, and give additional movement speed for these Hydralisks. Hydralisks now on the move over here to the north. There are 4 Corruptors in the air. The Corruptors do deal 20 damage against those massive Colossi, as the Colossi now with that extended thermal lance range dealing so much damage. Roach is trying to come in. No force fields. Yeah, force fields now trapping in many of those Hydralisks, as those Corruptors going after those Colossi, but with no corruption, that will really severely limit the amount of damage that those Corruptors are able to do. And I believe if a corruption was actually used, that would have dealt and perhaps taken down one more Colossi, if not 2. Finally using that corruption ability, dealing a lot of damage towards that Colossus. Colossus now, no, almost taken down. Down it goes, but LiquidRet says GG. So LiquidRet losing game 3 and losing all 3 games in what I now know to be a best of 5 series. MC just playing so well, so beautifully, constantly transitioning, constantly doing head fakes, and putting a lot of pressure, always scouting out, and Red simply just fell. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this replay here in the Xel'Naga Caverns between LiquidRet and oGsMC. Thanks for watching once again.